The backlog of immigration cases in the U.S. even worse. Most immigration courts are closed because of the partial shutdown, which means immigrants seeking green cards or clarity on their legal status are having their hearings postponed indefinitely. Kate Smith reported on this for CBSNews.com and joins me now. Kate, thank you so much for joining us. Now, I know one of the priorities for the Trump administration has been to staff up these immigration courts, get cases processed more quickly. So what is the status right now? I mean, postponing these hearings indefinitely, that seems to be the exact opposite of what the administration has been striving for.
You're absolutely right with that. So as of November 30th, you already have 800,000 cases in the backlog for the immigration courts. And that's, of course, before the government shutdown. So you're going into the new year and you already have 2 weeks of docket cases that have not happened, and you're going to have to add those to the backlog. And that's just for this month so far. That's not saying how long the government shutdown will go further into 2019.
And how are they notifying people? Because obviously in these immigration proceedings, people come here. Sometimes you get a letter to return to court. It could be in a year and a half. So how are they able to communicate with people about the fact that it could be postponed indefinitely?
So that's a great question. In the immigration attorneys that I spoke to, a lot of people were very confused about what would happen in terms of a government shutdown. So some of the attorneys that I spoke with, they said they were calling the courts, they were calling colleagues, just trying to figure out what was going on, and there was no real clarity. In fact, the government didn't issue an actual details on what would happen in the protocol until Wednesday of the shutdown. Of course, that's 5 days after the government actually shut down. So you had a lot of families, a lot of people with very important cases had no idea what was going on until Wednesday.
So who exactly is impacted by the shutdown? Because obviously many different people have different situations. Some people are seeking amnesty. Some people are here as refugees. They could be seeking a green card. Who exactly is impacted by the partial shutdown?
Sure. So who's the most impacted are the people who are getting their immigration status through the Department of Justice. What that means, that's mostly like migrants that are coming into the U.S., asylum seekers, people that I spoke to. It's mostly people on the lower low-income spectrum, right? The people who are getting citizenship, who are getting sponsored to, have employment to come over here, those aren't actually being impacted because that's a completely separate area of immigration law. So that's actually a fee-based system. So there's been no interruptions in that because people are paying, companies pay hundreds and thousands of dollars
to get business.
It's huge business to get these employers into the United States, whereas the people who kind of have to rely on the government for these, court proceedings, those are the people that now have to wait.
So what happens if you had a hearing scheduled and it was canceled? What do you do next? What is your status? Are you just in limbo?
You are. So one attorney I spoke to, he spoke to me about one of his clients. And so last Wednesday, she had a case to schedule another case. So she's a green card. She married a U.S. citizen. She has a U.S. citizen child. And so this hearing on Wednesday was simply to schedule her green card application. She had to book that in summer of 2017 just to schedule the next thing. So that was canceled. They didn't find out about that until the day of. I spoke to her attorney. He's saying that might not be rescheduled for months, maybe even a year.
Wow.
And then, again, that is just to start the proceedings for the green card, which she estimates will take maybe 1, 2, maybe even 3 years after that.
So now it's people waiting months, but more likely years.
Absolutely.
Which has been a problem that has dogged the immigration system for years, as
exactly.
we know. Thank you so much for your excellent reporting on this important issue, and we'll continue to check back in with you as the shutdown likely extends for quite some time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.